as well the spoil as all things else. Likewise for those that are no soldiers, and have not to do with wars, but use husbandry, when they have reaped again that which they have sown, they bring it to the king, and compel one another to pay tribute unto the king. And yet he is but one man. If he command to kill, they kill. If he command to spare, they spare. If he command to smite, they smite. If he command to make desolate, they make desolate. If he command to build, they build. If he command to cut down, they cut down. If he command to plant, they plant. So all his people and his armies obey him. Furthermore, he lieth down, he eateth and drinketh and taketh his rest. And these keep watch round about him. Neither may one depart and do his own business, neither disobey they him in anything. O ye men, how should not the king be mightiest, when in such sort he is obeyed? And he held his tongue. When the third, who had spoken of women and of the truth, this was Zorobabel, began to speak. O ye men, is not the great king nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or have lordship over them? Are they not women? Women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by sea and land. Even of them came they, and they nourished them up that planted the vineyards, from whence the wine cometh. They also make garments for men. These bring glory unto men, and without women men cannot be. This is back when women used to actually do their job and make garments for men. Now, you got a bunch of kids in sweatshops, and most women can't even cook, man. But that's neither here or there. Women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by sea and land, even them that came they, and they nourished them up that planted the vineyards, from whence the wine cometh. These also make garments for men. These bring glory unto men, and without women men cannot be. Yea, and if men have gathered together gold and silver or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favour and beauty? And letting all those things go, do they not gape, even with open mouth, fix their eyes fast on her? And have not all men more desire unto her than unto all silver or gold or any goodly thing whatsoever? So the reason why most of these dudes are out here hustling, selling drugs, doing whatever degenerate behaviours that they partake in, all of it's really for the glory of women, because whenever I say this to dudes, they always look at me confounded. I say most of the reason why you do the thing that you do is for a woman. You work hard so you can get nice things, so you can attract a woman. Because if your mind is not really on that, and you're just on seeking the Lord, you're not really, you're just going to seek your daily bread, make sure that your family is looked after, and you're just going to keep it a buck. You're not going to go beyond that measure. And a lot of the times when men do all of this excessive stuff, they're doing it because they have a lustful fascination with women. They love women. Jake will run out his wits for women, man. That's why it seems like you're getting on so-called women, because it's meant to really be a man's glory, but in this day and age, Esau turns everything back around. So really, a woman's your weakness, And if you don't constantly talk about what's going on, you're gonna be susceptible to it. A man leaveth his own father that brought him up, and his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife. So that means he won't hesitate to spend his life with his wife. And remembereth neither father, nor mother, nor country. But this also ye must know, that women have dominion over you. Do you not labour and toil, and give and bring all to the woman? That's why these dudes be, what happened to whatever Bezos? I can't remember his first name. The dude that owns Amazon. He worked his whole life. Well, apparently he owns Amazon. Let's just go with the idea that he owns Amazon. He had half his fortune, or a good portion of it, taken. So he toiled and he toiled just to give it to a woman. And she didn't do a damn thing but lay on her back and get food cooked for her by so-called servants and handmaidens that were probably waiting after her. He sticketh not to spend his life with his mother, and remember neither father, nor mother, nor country. But this also ye must know, that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labour and toil, and give and bring all to the woman? Yea, a man taketh his sword, and goeth his way to rob, and to steal, and to sail upon the sea, and upon rivers, and looketh upon a lion, and goeth in the darkness, and when he hath stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother. Yea, many there be have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for their sakes. Many also have perished and have erred and sinned for women. Now I'll carry on, but I can personally testify. When you come into this truth, the Lord will basically, he'll melt you. All those so-called unnecessary parts will get boiled away. You know what I mean? Because when you boil something, what you're really doing is, you're boiling the excess, the unneeded parts out of it. Even with something like soup, you put water in it and you kind of boil the water away, and what's left, is the bulk of what it's supposed to be. So you get refined through the fire. And a lot of the time when you come, you lose your woman. Because really and truly, when you're in the truth, a woman is really a distraction, man. She don't really have the same understanding of the scriptures and has the same level of morality that you do. Which is why, King Solomon said, out of 1,000 men, I've seen one, that was righteous, and out of 1,000 women, he didn't find one righteous woman. Not to say there aren't women that follow the gospel, but it is what it is, man. You have to read these things to understand them for yourself and for your own perspective. We're not saying women are off, but they're the weaker vessels, so they're much more susceptible to going along with the things of this world than men are. Men are willing to stand firm, and go for righteousness or go their own way, even if it is evil, but they're willing to take responsibility for that, whereas women don't really do it, man. They sit there like, oh my God, I did not. Whenever you really try to get a woman to actually take responsibility for their actions and behaviors, they don't really want to deal with that, Damn, I got an ant on here. And now do you not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yet did I see him and Apame, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admiral Barticus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head, and setting it upon her own head. She also struck the king with her left hand, and yet for all this the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter, that she might be reconciled to him again. So, when she was pissed off, the king was probably sending her gifts, trying to bring her back to his favor, and that's how it be, when you're dealing with dudes. I might tell a dude, fuck you, and, he might not speak to me again. His chick can do the most dirt to him, and the dude is still trying to deal with her. I know dudes who dealing with chicks who cheat, your chick's cheated on you, and you want to take her back. Like, if a dude crushed you, you would cut him out of your life. You'd never deal with him again. But if your chick cheats on you or does something completely out of the realm of respect, you're still willing to take her back. So it just shows you how men are just willing to look past a lot of things when it comes to women. Which is why we get on dudes. It's not even really like we're on women, because we know there's no point. We're getting on dudes to actually, understand where to put women and how to deal with them. Don't run out of your wits for women, because it's pointless. Seek ye the kingdom of the Most High, and everything shall be added unto you. You're not really supposed to be chasing these chicks out in the world. I see these dudes running their wits out, man. And it's like, dude, you're not going to be with that same chick next year. You're going to be with a new chick. She's going to be with a new dude. But you're killing yourself and you're running yourself witless, just to keep her. It don't make no sense. And yet for all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter, that she might be reconciled to him again. O ye men, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing they thus? Then the king and the princess looked one upon another, so he began to speak of the truth, because he said, women and truth are higher than everything. O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heavens, swift is the sun in his course, for he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place in one day. Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth and stronger than all things. So he's really talking about Yahweh here, because everybody wants to hear your music, man. Damn. But anyway, like, when he's talking about truth, he's really talking about Yahweh, because Yahweh made all things, and Yahweh is, the truth of this world. He created all things, even women. So, if Women are high. How much higher is the Most High? Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth, and stronger than all things. All the earth calleth upon the truth, and the heavens blesseth it. All works shake and tremble at it, and with it no unrighteous thing. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, all the children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works, and there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness also they shall perish. As for the truth, it endureth, and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forever. And with her there is no accepting of persons. Like the Lord is no respecter of persons, but she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things. And all men do well like of her works. Neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness, and she is the strength, kingdom, power, majesty of all ages. Blessed be the God of truth. And with that he held his peace. And I just finished off this chapter, and all the people then shouted and said, great is the truth and mighty above all things. Now really, when he's talking about the truth, again he's talking about Yahweh. Then said the king unto him, ask what thou wilt, more than is appointed in the writing, and we will give it thee, because thou art found wisest, and thou shalt sit next to me and shalt be called my cousin. And this is really just a showcase to show how the Lord can move a person's heart to do his works, because he really was of Israel, and he was he was God and the king, and the king was really meant to build up Jerusalem again, but because all the people of his council said that they were a rebellious people, kind of turned his heart to stop the building of the temple. But when he went and he gave his counsel to the king, and the king asked him, what you want, he said, thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees. And now, O Lord the king, this is that which I require and which I desire of thee, and this is the princely liberally proceeding from thyself. I desire therefore that thou make good the vow, the performance whereof with thine own mouth thou hast vowed to the King of heaven. So he made a vow to the Most High that he would build up his temple, and he was held. He was held to his standard. He was held to what he said, to his promise. And I'm just going to jump down here to chapter 50, first Esdras chapter 4. And that all the country which they hold should be free without tribute, and that the Edomites should give over the villages of the Jews which then they held. So it just shows Edom has been a constant thorn, in Israel's side, even to the point where, when they were coming up and saying, let us help build your temple, but really and truly they just wanted to sabotage your works. In the same way that they come and they tell you, Jesus, 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 and they want to set you completely off, spiritually, because they know that nothing good from that doctrine is